Yo, what's going on, man? Today is October the 30th, 2023. It's your boy Chris, and this is the ChrisBeCappinn NBA show. I'm live on Twitter. I'm also live on YouTube as well. We have a pretty big NBA slate today, but real quick, as I always do, I want to take just a quick second to ask everyone to hit the like button for me if you guys can. Subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already, and definitely turn the notification bells on both so you guys know when I go live. And so you know when I'm sharing content. So that's that. As far as yesterday, I did give out 3 plays, which were Atlanta plus the 6.5. That was an easy cash because they ended up going to Milwaukee and getting a win in that game. Trae Young, I played his over 2.5 threes at plus 124. That also cashed. And then Trae Young, I also played him over 3.5 threes, and he did not catch the 4. So it was a smaller play, just 0.25 units there. So profitable day. I also tweeted out Damian Lillard live at 12.5. Just thought that, Dame could score 13 points and a half, but I think it was a real look ahead spot to the game that they have today against the Miami Heat for everyone on the Bucks, even including Damian Lillard. So that one did not cash. With that being said, we're going to jump right into it, man. It's a lot of games to get through, probably a lot of looks that people want to share, and I'm going to present the opportunity to people, be on for about an hour, a little less than an hour now, probably get off right at 6 o'clock because I got a lot of other things to do, but I've locked and loaded some plays, and I want to share with you guys my look. So first game up, let's jump right into it. We got the Chicago Bulls traveling to Indiana to take on the Pistons. This game opened with the Pistons laying 3 points. And 3.5 points, depending on where you saw the line. And now it's it looked like it came down to 3. Now it looks like it's moving back up to about 3.5. So if you feel comfortable taking the Pistons, you can get a 3. You can get some 3.5s, but mostly 3.5s. Total in this one did move from 226 up to 230. So the books are anticipating this a tad bit few points. I would agree with that. I mean, you look at the total. The first thing that I think about when I think about the Pacers is how fast did they play and how much pace did they have. So it doesn't surprise me that the total went up. You take 230 divided by 2 is 115. So the books literally had them scoring about 116, 117. And they've been able to get that number every single game so far this season. I would argue, well, maybe not. I was going to say, I'll argue that the Chicago Bulls not even the best defense that they played yet, but they have had pretty cupcake schedule so far, that being the Indiana Pacers. The Bulls are just simply not a team that I can trust. So I'll be real quick with this one. The Bulls are not a team that I can trust. Like, even if they're catching points, they're definitely going to be on the on the right side. But I kind of went through and looked at Chicago. They're allowing teams to shoot 59% from the field in their first 3 games. So the Bulls aren't even playing good defense, and that's what they're supposed to be doing. They don't have enough offense, in my opinion, to keep up. This is also a 3rd game in 4 nights for Chicago because they played on Friday against Toronto. And then on Saturday, they had to back-to-back where they had to travel to Detroit to take on the Pistons and lost that game as well. And they only had 1 day of rest, and now they have to play Indiana. So I don't like the spot for Chicago. I look at the Pacers. This team is 3rd in the effective field goal percentage. They're also 1st in offensive rating, and they're playing at the 3rd fastest pace. I just don't feel like the Bulls have enough offense to be able to keep up. And I don't think the Bulls' defense is good enough either. So I feel like we're kind of getting a tad bit of a bargain with the Indiana Pacers only laying 3 points here. I think that they'll dictate the pace, and I do expect them to win this game. Not by 10 or 15 points, but I do think that they win by 7 or 8. So I did lay the 3 points with the Pacers here. For my prop guys, I did take and give out, kind of split a unit on Tyrese Halliburton double-double, just because it's been cashing throughout the season so far. He has 2 double-doubles in back-to-back games. And it was only minus 135. I'm not going to be interested in laying this price when Tyrese Halliburton double-double is, minus 150 or minus 155 or anything, in those odds. I typically stop around minus 140, so I just don't like the return. But Halliburton has had, 2 double-doubles this season. He's also had 2 double-doubles against the Chicago Bulls last season. And I just went in and kind of looked at this Bulls, supposedly good defense. They gave up 10 assists to Cade Cunningham. They also gave up 10 assists to Dennis Schroeder. So if you're telling me you're giving up 10 assists apiece to those guys, and in all respect to Schroeder and Cade because they're good point guards, but Tyrese Halliburton is anticipated to lead the league in assists. So I really like Tyrese Halliburton double-double at -135. Also played his assists. Like I said, I split a unit on his double-double and put the other unit on his assist because the number was 10.5. He's had 11 and 13 assists so far. And like I said, if Cade and Schroeder can get 10 assists apiece, I do feel like Halliburton should be able to get 12. So I did play it at 10.5. It was plus money, plus 124. I saw the odds drop quickly to plus 102. So yeah, that's what I liked in the first game between the Pacers and the Chicago Bulls. That's Indiana -3, and then also Tyrese Halliburton double-double and Tyrese Halliburton assists at over 10.5 would be my strongest looks in that game. Moving along, I do got banners because it's the weekdays. So I got banners for all the games. We got the Nets and the Hornets. Nets are, depending on where you look, this line is kind of moving all over the place. But I want to say, it's moved now. It's moved to Charlotte, actually -1. So I do need to update this ticker. I did this maybe 30, 40 minutes before, but some money has come in on the Hornets. So I'm gonna update this. Just updated it on YouTube. Nets and Hornets. So the Hornets are now laying a point at home. We got a total of 227.5. And we get a Brooklyn Nets team that won't be whole. They still will be without the services of Nicholas Claxton, who won't play in this game. There also will be without Cam Johnson as well. Both of those guys will miss this game. I kind of went back and looked at who Brooklyn has faced so far this season, and they have had a pretty tough schedule. They had Cleveland in game number 1. They lost that game by 1 point, of course, and then they had to go to Dallas in Dallas season opener. They lost that game as well. Then they get Charlotte. Charlotte's not as good of a team. They did get the first win of the season at home against Atlanta. Detroit, of course, came into Charlotte and beat them by 12 points on Friday. So now you got really really tight game. I'm not interested in this game from a side perspective. I think that with the Brooklyn injuries, which they do have, they do have some injuries, like I kind of talked about already. Nicholas Claxton and Cam Johnson not being there, it doesn't make me want to back Brooklyn. I know a lot of people have been on Ben Simmons rebounds plus assists. Couldn't talk anybody off of that look, but I really like LaMelo Ball in this spot. LaMelo's played really really well against this Brooklyn Nets team. For people who don't know. If you go back and just look at his game log, and I'm not 100% sure why, because when you think about the Nets, they do have some pretty solid defenders. When you think about, perimeter defenders, Dorian Finney-Smith, Mikal Bridges, of course, but LaMelo has played well against them. I took his points at over 20.5, plus 100 on DraftKings. His double-double was plus 120 on DraftKings. I also think that's in play, but I didn't play that. And, you just take a look at his box score. He's looked really, really well against this team. And that's over the last couple years, specifically last year. But the other thing is, I went and looked at his box score for this year. He's due for some regression. He hasn't been able to put it together for a full game. He hasn't been able to put it together for a full game as far as being able to shoot the ball efficiently. But if you look at his shot attempts, it does tell you that LaMelo should be. I think he's due for a good game here. Also, like that, Nicholas Claxton is not going to be available for this game. That puts less pressure, allows LaMelo to be able to attack the rim just a tad bit more. So if he continues to shoot the ball, 15, 16 times, I do think that he'll go over this 20.5 point projection. I love that I can get it at plus money. So that's my favorite play in this game is LaMelo Ball points over 20.5. Cam Johnson points came out. Man, they came out. Those things are already to the moon. I want to say the line was 24.5. Not really interested, even though I know, he should be able to get to that number as well. But I'm gonna set on the sideline with them having him priced at superstar type line. He did have 30 in the game against Dallas the other day. Charlotte has looked a little more formidable defensively. So no strong play for me on Cam Thomas today. I think that the books are tired of giving people a discount early in the season on Cam Thomas points. All right, let's keep it moving. We got the Boston Celtics and the Washington Wizards up next. This game will be played in D.C. We got the Celtics laying 10 points on the road as a favorite. Total is looking like it's 230. This was the game that I initially wanted to get on the over for. And the total did move in this one. I want to say it opened at 220, opened at 227. It's up to 230, 230 and a half at some books as well. So money is coming in on over. The reason why I want to say the reason why I didn't get there was because it was conflicting styles of play as far as the Celtics side. So the Celtics, when they were a road favorite last season and they were laying double digits, this team actually went. Oh, never mind. They did go over. Okay, I must have looked at something different last week. Earlier last night. So Celtics were actually 3-1 to the over last season. Those games went over by almost 12 points per game when they were a road favorite, laying 10 points. On the opposite side, this is one of the reasons why I wanted to take the Wizards to go over as well. When they were a home dog last season, they were 14-8-1 to the over. Totals averaged about 225 points was the line, and they were clearing 227 points in those spots. So to me, it does kind of feel like a game where, or was it? Yeah, that's correct. So if you think that Jordan Poole and Kyle Kuzma, going to be able to keep up the scoring, I think that you do get a pretty good line as far as them being able to score the ball. I know on Saturday I gave out the first half and the full game over between the Washington Wizards and the Memphis Grizzlies. That did not cash, but primarily because the Memphis Grizzlies just couldn't score the ball. The Washington Wizards did score the ball. They scored the ball pretty well. So I'm not 100% sold on any props in this game. I'm interested to see how invested the Celtics are in this spot, because I feel like the Celtics when they're 10-point favorites, they haven't always really come out and do what they're supposed to do. Sometimes there's offensive struggles because the threes aren't falling. Sometimes there's defensive struggles because they're just giving up points left and right. But if I had to play, it would be the over. I do think the Celtics can score. This Washington Wizards defense doesn't really scare anyone. And I know Daniel Gafford's name popped up on the injury report as well. So no play for me in this game. Maybe something live, especially if the Celtics start off a little slow. Probably live bet their team total or, live bet the spread. But I'm not in the interest of laying 10 points on the road. Can they absolutely smash the Wizards? Absolutely. The Wizards could, get a backdoor cover with the spread being so big as well. So those are my thoughts there. Didn't play anything in the game. Let me check the comment section real quick before I go through all the games. And then I'll jump back in. Trevor at 3:30 says, you're hour and a half early. Oh, man. He was super early. Appreciate you being here, Trevor. Everyone that, that show love to the channel, I definitely appreciate it. Show love to the show. I appreciate it. See if we can find some cash today. What's up to my guys? Sean, Frank, Big Marv, S. Dot. S. Dot says the Heat outright win tonight. I figured that was coming. Myra said, yo, Chris, what are your thoughts on ladder prop? If I found a spot, I love laddering. Myra, I think I've cashed 2 ladders so far this season. And I haven't given out, but maybe I've gotten at least the first leg on every ladder, but I've only played a couple so far. So it's not anything that I'm super invested in unless I see a spot that I really, really want to take advantage of. We cashed Porzingis. I leaned Kelly Oubre in game 1 against the Bucks. And of course, that cash as well, all the way up. What's up to my guy, Courtney? Daniel says, I feel dumb being on K assist under 6.5, but we'll see. That's an interesting look, Daniel. Rob says the Nets are getting the dub today. What do you think of Tatum ladder? 25.5 seems low. I don't really have a thought. So I would go in and look at his game logs versus Celtics specifically. Just kind of see how he plays. LJ says he likes the Raptors first quarter -2.5. Portland hasn't covered the first quarter yet in any of the 3 games that they played. I couldn't talk you off of that one, LJ. Porzingis over 19.5 points versus old team. I could absolutely see that. Daniel Gafford will be pulled away from the rim today, and he may struggle in that spot. So we got some Porzingis love. What's up to my guy Munov in the chat? What up, Munov? Barksdale says books keep moving these prop lines like crazy. They have to, because if you've done your homework, then you already know what you want. You just go in, lock it in as soon as it's available the night before. Then the rest of it is just that prop getting juiced. from the -110, -112 that it opens at to -130, -140. Then the line goes up to whatever the next stat is. That see things, Tatum points plus rebounds over 34.5 in the Celtics team total effective. Couldn't talk you off. If I had one solid look in that game, it would be Celtics first half team total. Just because I think it's going to be an extremely fast-paced game. I talked about the Wizards playing fast, a lot of cash on them in the first half. Just taking the over. They will score. They'll play fast. We know that the Celtics going to shoot a bunch of threes, so that would probably be my favorite look. It's probably 115, 116 in the first half is what I would be looking at for the Celtics in the Wizards game. Estai says Hero over his points prop tonight. Too much motivation for him to go off. I could see Tyler Hero playing well tonight. Not going to get there with Tyler Hero, but I could see him playing well tonight against that Bucks team. SK says Capella double-double at plus 125. I actually like Rudy Gobert. I didn't play him, but I like Rudy Gobert rebounds at 11.5. But couldn't talk you off if you like Capella tonight. All right, let's keep going. So the Blazers and the Raptors game is actually up next. This game is up to 8.5 now in favor of the Raptors. I think, just evaluating this Blazers team, it's only been a couple games. Of course, game number one, they got smoked by the Clippers in LA. They go back home. They lose to Orlando Magic, of course. And that game was close for a tad bit. And then, of course, they go on the road yesterday. Joel Embiid gets ruled in, and they absolutely dominate, this Blazers team. It was a big third quarter that kind of solidified the game, and Joel Embiid didn't have to play in the fourth quarter. Now you get him on the second leg of a back-to-back, a third game in 4 nights. I'm not high on this Raptors team, but what I am high on is the Raptors defense. The Blazers are going to be one of the worst offensive teams in the league this season. I highly believe that. So I do think that, just based on the spot, it feels like a Raptors spot. This line actually opened at Raptors laying 7. And that's not even anything that I'm interested in, but I am interested in playing spot. So it does feel like a game where the Raptors should be able to really smother this Blazers team, especially coming off a loss. You're always a little bit more motivated when you're coming off a loss. So am I invested in this game? Absolutely not. The total in this one dropped from 218 is what it opened at to 216.5. The Raptors have been one of the better, defensive teams throughout the entirety of the season. Want to pull up their defensive rating just really, really quickly. 102.6. They are 5th in the league as far as defensive rating. They're also playing at a snail's pace, just 97.6 is their pace, which is also 4th slowest. And then you just look at Toronto, you look at Portland in this spot. Portland also not playing fast. They're playing the 8th slowest pace, and their offensive rating has been one of the worst as well. They're actually the 7th worst offense as well. So all of those numbers kind of say Blazers should, absolutely smash in this spot. But the Raptors should smash in this spot. But the Raptors can't trust them consistently to score the ball. Should, but we'll see how it goes. I think I still lean towards the under, even though, in modern day basketball, you see totals of 216.5, they can be kind of scary, and you want to take the over. But I still would lean towards the under. No play in this game for me. Best of luck if you guys have anything. With a total at 216, I'll say this too. With a total at 216.5, it's a lot of rebound opportunities tonight. We know that both of these teams struggle to score the ball. They both rank bottom 5, bottom 6 in offensive effective field goal percentage. So this creates a lot of rebound opportunities. Maybe you look towards Jakob Poeltl, double-double in a win, or something along those lines. Maybe I'll write that down. Jakob Poeltl, double-double. He's been a pretty big rebounder for this team. And I know that the Blazers are going to miss probably about 300 shots tonight. So I like Jakob Poeltl, double-double. Maybe you tackle on the win because they still win the game and see the odds of that. All right, next game up. We got the Minnesota Timberwolves traveling to Atlanta. The Hawks are 2-point dogs in this game after the win last night in Milwaukee. So back-to-back, road home back-to-back. Timberwolves had yesterday off. They probably used yesterday to travel, or they may have actually flown out on Saturday night after beating the Miami Heat. I think they beat the Heat 106-90. Pretty convincing win there. The Heat won the second leg of a back-to-back, and of course, Jimmy Butler did not play in that game. The Timberwolves are, in my estimation, a better team. I like to play the Hawks typically at home. Not sure if they found something yesterday or if that was just a sleepy spot for the Milwaukee Bucks. I played the game because I played the Hawks plus 6.5 yesterday because they typically do play the Bucks pretty closely, and the Bucks, in my estimation, still kind of struggle with continuity. So that's why I kind of played the Hawks yesterday. I know that we all know that Anthony Edwards is from Atlanta. The reason why I didn't get there with the Timberwolves in this spot is because I don't really like them as road favorites often. They have performed well as road favorites. I did go in and just kind of check that number. And real quick, I'll tell you guys what that number was. Timberwolves as away favorites. Last season, this team took care of business. They were 9-4 straight up, 8-5 against the spread, 8-5 to the under as well, winning those games by average of 5 points. The reason why I couldn't get there with this team is because they do have a big look-ahead game towards the Denver Nuggets, who put them out of the playoffs in the first round last season. So I think they have that game circled. I typically don't like to play the game before if I think a team has a game circled. So no real play for me on this game. I think if I had a lean, it would be Rudy Gobert to go over his rebound prop. I do feel like 11.5 is a pretty low number when he's gotten 13 and 14 rebounds. We know Atlanta likes to shoot a lot of threes. If they're missing, it's going to create a lot of rebound opportunities. And Rudy Gobert he's a vacuum cleaner for rebounds. He just collects all of them. So that would be my strongest look. Maybe you play Anthony Edwards points being back in Atlanta tonight, but no real strong look for me at all on this game. I think it's better spots on the board. So I decided to keep it moving. All right, let's keep going. I got to speed it up a little bit because I'm going too slow. All right, Pistons and the Thunder. Pistons are ATS darlings. This team is one of the best teams in the league so far as covering spreads. I want to say that they are undefeated still. They are 3-0 against the spread. They've been a dog in each game. They've covered each game, and only loss was the game winner. Well, not game winner, but the game that was extremely closely contested. Cade Cunningham missed the game winner in game 1 of the season against the Miami Heat. This team is 2-0 on the road against the spread, and 3-0, like I said, overall. So the line did move in OKC's favor. It moved from 5 to 6 now. And OKC got smashed yesterday. I do expect to bounce back from them. They were like 2-point dogs at home when the line opened. I think it closed at 4 against the Denver Nuggets, and they got absolutely demolished yesterday. I think you see a bit of a bounce back spot for OKC. I like the Detroit Pistons a lot, which is why I don't necessarily want to bet against them. But I think OKC plays a little bit better. If you watched the game yesterday, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander just really couldn't make a shot. He was shooting his normal shots. They just weren't going in. And then, Denver is a well-oiled machine, man. They're extremely physical. They play hard. They have Jokic, which is, the biggest advantage, it seems like, in the game these days. So those are my thoughts on this game. I don't want to get invested. I think 6 might be just a tad bit too much for OKC here. But Detroit is bound to regress at some point in time. I'm just not sure when it's going to be, and I'm not in the interest of betting against them right now. So I kind of stayed off this game. I didn't really look at the player props either. Shai bounce back does kind of feel like a good spot. He didn't even play 30 minutes last game because that game was a blowout. And OKC, they put their bench players in to pretty much play the whole fourth quarter. So those are my thoughts there. I didn't play anything in the game. Next game up, we got the Dallas Mavericks and the Memphis Grizzlies. This game will be played in Memphis. Memphis is depleted, man. This team is really, just struggling to score the ball. They really struggled to score the ball over the weekend, and that's where I was kind of on them. And they failed to score more than 106 points, and that's against a really good defensive team in the Denver Nuggets and a really poor defensive team, in my estimation, of the Washington Wizards. They only scored 106 points in that game. Dallas defense has not been great throughout the entirety of this season. They've given up 120 points to Brooklyn and 119 to San Antonio. But this is not just a conference game; it's also a divisional game. I can't get there with Memphis. I really want to take Memphis in the first half. That was one of the spots that they really thrived in last season. But the injury list is just a tad bit too long for me with Santi Aldama being out. Luke Kennard is also out. Of course, Steven Adams is out. He's going to miss the entirety of the season. Brandon Clark is still out, and of course, Ja Morant also. So you go through and look at this roster, they don't have a lot outside of Desmond Bane. I'm not sure who's going to guard Desmond Bane. They paid Desmond Bane like he should go for 30. And if I'm playing a player prop in this game, I'm playing Desmond Bane. I think it's going to be a pretty fast-paced game. I think, desperation spot for Memphis because they're already 0-3 on the season. And, Dallas kind of sitting pretty right now at 2-0 on its – are they 2-0 or 3-0? 2-0. Yeah, 2-0 on the season. Also, Kyrie popped up on the injury report, and he's listed as questionable with a foot injury. I'm not high on Dallas. So no real play on this game for me, but I would be looking towards Desmond Bane points. And somebody else going to have to step up for this Memphis Grizzlies team. It can't just be Desmond Bane. I think his points probably sitting at 24.5. All right, let me keep going. Warriors and the Pelicans are the next game on the board. This line actually opened as the Pelicans laying 2.5 points against the Golden State Warriors, and the total was actually 233.5 points, I want to say. This total has been brought all the way down to 224.5 points right now, and the spread has kind of stayed the same. So the Warriors did play last night. It was the second game for them in 3 nights. So this will be the third game for them in 4 nights. Of course, they beat the Kings in Sacramento on Friday. They had Saturday off, and then of course they won last night as well. So third game in 4 nights for them. All of them on the road. This is typically a spot you just want to you just take the name off the jerseys and play the team that's in the better spot. The Pelicans have been the best defensive team throughout the entirety of the season. I'm not in the interest of backing this Warriors team on the road in second leg of back-to-backs. I think that's going to be a spot that I typically fade them in, just because when I look at the Warriors, they're so top-heavy with their main guys, right? We got to remember that this team traded youth for veteran leadership, right? You get rid of Poole so you can re-sign Draymond, and then you bring in Chris Paul. So I know Steph is still Steph, Clay is still Clay, but this Pelicans team, I think, is in a much better spot. This is also an NBA TV game. So I like the Pelicans here. I like the Pelicans. I played them -2.5. They've looked really, really well this season. I'm still a tad bit concerned with their, shooting in my estimation, but they have guys that, can kind of stretch the floor, which helps Zion out a lot. CJ McCollum has been playing well. You still got Brandon Ingram there. So give me the much more rested home favorite here, fading the team on the third game in 4 nights, and this team on the second leg of a back-to-back. They had to actually play well in the fourth quarter to put that game away last night against the Houston Rockets. So I did take the Pelicans. I think it's a Pelican spot here. No play on any props in this game. I just took the Pelicans -2.5. I actually took that early this morning. I think it might have been like 2:15 Eastern time. I forgot to even send it out. So I apologize to my members. I would still play if you can catch a 4. And if the Warriors start off hot, they are likely to run out of gas, and you can catch the Pelicans live. So I apologize to the members because I did not send that one out. All right. And I would stay up the total with it dropping so many points by now. All right, next game up, we got the Heat and the Bucks. This is the game that I was really interested in at all. Just because the Bucks played so poorly yesterday, I think they were looking ahead to this Miami Heat team that beat them in the first round of the playoffs as the number 8 seed in the playoffs last year. Of course, Drew Holiday wasn't on their team. Chris Middleton also. Drew Holiday is not on the team anymore. Damian Lillard wasn't on the team. He was supposed to go to Miami. Drew Holiday is, of course, in Boston. And Jimmy Butler rested. Chris Middleton rested. Jimmy Butler rested on Saturday. Chris Middleton rested yesterday. So to me, it feels like, the Bucks should be able to get in here and do what they're supposed to do. I just can't trust this Bucks team right now. Their offenses look pretty good at times, even though you can kind of tell they're building chemistry. The defenses look like Swiss cheese. The Philadelphia 76ers got whatever they wanted in game 1. And now you see, the same thing. From a backcourt perspective, Damian Lillard and Malik Beasley are pretty much food on the defensive end. They can't guard anybody. Teams are shooting the 3-point ball really, really well against the Bucks. And that's what Eric Spoelstra wants to do. Going back to last season, that's how Spoelstra was able to take down this Milwaukee Bucks team. The Miami Heat got hot at the right time. There was a lot of Gabe Vincent, Caleb Martin, Max Strus. A lot of those guys, just playing really, really well. Bam Adebayo did pop up on the injury report. I would project that he does play, but I'm not 100% sure based on the injuries in today's NBA. Bam also has a really, really good track record against the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm not 100% sure if he just doesn't like them or what the case might be, but Brook Lopez typically struggles in this spot trying to guard Bam Adebayo. I didn't play the game. I'm not playing the side. I'm not playing the total. I will watch this game. I just don't feel comfortable with this one given all the different circumstances on both sides. So no real thoughts on that one. I got 2 more games left, so I'm gonna jump back to the comment section just really, really quickly to get caught up, and then we'll go through the last 2 games. Scotty Barnes PRA over 30.5 moved later to 31.5. Seems absolute steal for me. Am I missing something? I haven't really been checking out Scotty Barnes, so I'm not 100% sure. But I'm pretty sure we'll discuss that here in a second. Munoz says he liked the Raptors first quarter. The Blazers have been trailing by first quarter by 9, 5, and 8. Could not talk you off of that. Allowed at least 29 in each first quarter through the first 3 games. Yeah, that could be the spot. I do think that the Blazers turned the ball over tonight, and that gives Toronto just a little bit easier path to be able to score, because we know that they can struggle to score the ball as well. Looking at turnover percentage, Portland does turn the ball over at the 8th highest rate throughout this season. So we'll see how that goes. Toronto's not doing a good job of taking care of the ball either, but we'll see how it goes. We'll definitely see how it goes. I think that's a solid look though. Raptors first quarter. I feel like first quarter's just been killing me though, so I'm gonna chill. Frank says, smash the thumbs up. Appreciate you guys if you do. Coop says, the gem of the day, Derek Lively double-double, build it out on FanDuel, plus 1172. Lost some overnight value, but still like the price. That's actually not a bad look. Not a bad look at all. Xavier Tillman and Jared Jackson Jr. are pretty much the only rebounding guys for that Memphis team, so could not talk you off. Memphis is a completely different team when they got a healthy Steven Adams, they got a healthy Brandon Clark, and they got a healthy Ja Morant, of course. So this team is a shell of itself. And even with having those guys out, some of the role players are still out. Like I said, Santi Aldama, Luke Kennard, like those guys are still out. So kind of hard to get behind Memphis right now. Even though I do want to back him, I'm not going to. 80 had a bounce back, so you think you would think SGA is going to do his thing. Yeah, he could. He absolutely could. Detroit's been really good defensively. I do expect SGA to have the same volume he had last night and some of those shots to go in that he missed. So could not talk anyone out playing SGA today. Coop says, so far this season, Grizzlies allow starting centers to get double-doubles, including Daniel Gafford. The streak continues with Lively if he gets the minutes. Yeah, that's the other tricky thing. I know my guy Jay said he was on Lively rebounds and then he played like 17 to 18 minutes. So maybe Coach Kidd got to figure out that rotation before you feel extremely, confident betting on Lively. David says, Ben Mathurin, 15 points. Brook Lopez, 2 blocks. It's 2 for 2 this season. Going back to the well. I know you've been coming in here dropping that out, David. Appreciate you sharing it. For anybody that's interested, Ben Mathurin, 15 points. Miles Turner, 2 blocks. 2 for 2 on the season so far. What else? David says, I love Ant-Man points. Maxim. He also says Dame going for 60 tonight. It would be a nice bounce back for Dame. I played him live yesterday at halftime at 12.5. He finished with 6 points. And they never cut into that lead, ended up losing the game by close to 30 points last night. So couldn't talk you off. Mike Laurie says he liked Jordan Poole turnovers at plus money. Grab him before it's too late. Couldn't talk you off there either. We know Boston got some pretty good guards. And Jordan Poole is he could be a little loose with the handle. So I couldn't talk you off. Tariq says, hey, Chris, I put same game parlay Pelicans in the over 233.5. I don't like the over. We'll see how it goes, Tariq, but I hope you don't cash because I did play the under. I put a little bit on the under. I put the under at 228.5. I just feel like Pelicans have been the best defensive team in the league so far. And both teams combined to go, I think, 0 for 5, 5-0 to the under so far. So I think we continue to see defense in this spot. Pelicans can't really score the ball in my estimation. They've been really struggling to score as well. Raptors, Pelicans, money line late, plus money, love it. I do think you throw the Raptors in one, right? I haven't played any money line parlays, but the Raptors would definitely be in a money line parlay. I might take the Raptors in the Lions tonight. The Lions getting the Raiders. I take the Raptors in the Lions, maybe put them in a money line parlay to get to plus money. Not a big parlay guy though. That's not my thing. He said you put the under. Okay. All right, cool. Last couple games. Let's get to them. So we got the Jazz and the Nuggets. This line, I think it was at 7.5. It went up to 9. Now it's all the way back down to it's at 8.5. Total move from 230.5 to 228. So some interesting notes for this game. First of all, you got two teams coming into the game in opposite directions. The Jazz got smoked on Saturday night to the Phoenix Suns. So you got one team that got blown out. Of course, the Nuggets are coming off a game yesterday where they blew out the Oklahoma City Thunder on the road. So they got a road home back-to-back tonight. The thing that's interesting about the Jazz is the Jazz play the Nuggets tough. I went through a look at it. The last 6 games that the Jazz have actually played in Denver, don't ask me how, but they've won 4 of them straight up. 4-2 straight up. I'm sorry, 3-3 straight up. 4-2 against the spread in the last 6 games in Denver. I think a part of that is the altitude, right? Like this team doesn't have to worry about, altitude is not a factor for them because they play in altitude. Can you slow down Denver is the real question though. Denver's been an absolute juggernaut. They picked right back up where they left off. And we cashed twice. We've been 2 for 2 on Michael Porter Jr. to go under his points props. I wasn't on it yesterday, and I think he did cash. But now, that offense has looked good. Their second unit actually looked really good last night, too. Like, Watson was coming in there throwing stuff, and Christian Braun looked like he picking up right where he left off from last season. Like, Reggie Jackson out there making plays and hitting shots. So this team, Najee, like, they look solid, man. I still think that this line is a tad bit too inflated, though. If I had to play the game, I would take the Jazz plus the points, especially if you can get them at 8.5. Maybe this even goes back to 9 before game time. Everybody will be on Denver. Everybody will be afraid to trade them. And I couldn't talk to you all, especially at home. I don't want to lay a lot of points, but Denver does have a bigger I wouldn't say a bigger matchup, but a more formidable opponent against the Minnesota Timberwolves in the next game. So that's how I kind of look at that game. No play for me at all. I'm gonna chill. Couldn't talk anybody off. Looking at Walker Kessler. He'll need to play big in this game against Jokic, but they let me down last game when I played him, so probably not going back there. Last game on the board, we got the Magic visiting my Los Angeles Lakers. This line opened at 3.5. It's down to 2. It's back up to 3. So money came in on Orlando. Now money's going back towards the Lakers. Total opened at 221. It's down to 219. So the books are expecting a pretty tightly contested game. And it makes sense. You look at Orlando, they opened the season at home against the Houston Rockets. They smashed the Rockets, didn't give up, a lot of points at all. But how good are the Rockets offensively? I think that they're going to struggle throughout the season. It's just going to take a while, getting Fred VanVleet incorporated with Jalen Green and, Sengun and all those guys. So the Rockets' offense has been atrocious. So then the Magic go on the road. They take on Portland. Portland also not a really good defensive team. Not a good offensive team. And they make pretty much light work of them as well. They win that game and cover the spread also. Now you get a Lakers team that has also struggled to score the ball. All of those big name guys that my Lakers bought in that we re-signed and we were so happy about, the Austin Reeves of the world, the Rui Hachimura's of the world, they're not really doing what they're supposed to do. LeBron James has put this team on his back yet again and been carrying them, him and Anthony Davis. So I can't trust the Lakers. That's really what it comes down to. I'm 0 for 2 betting on them this season. I'm not laying the 2 points here. Of course, they're in a pretty bad travel spot because not only is it the second leg of a back-to-back with a road home travel, but they also are coming off the overtime game last night where they just kind of ran out of gas last night. They lost that game, even though Sabonis fouled out, and De'Aaron Fox rolled that ankle pretty bad, and he's probably going to be out for some time. So I did take the Magic and gave this one out last night when it was plus 3.5. Surprised that it's not a little bit more. Nothing is guaranteed, of course, especially with the Lakers losing last night. They might want to turn up here in this spot, but I did play Orlando. Plus the 3.5 in this spot. So those are the looks that I like show my portion of the show went a little bit longer than I thought. We still got about 15, 20 minutes to kind of flesh out plays and let people kind of share what else that they're betting. So send me a request. I'm gonna get up as many people as I possibly can, and we're gonna cut this thing short. I see my guy Zay in the chat. I'm trying to go to his spaces. He's doing 1 at 6, so I'm probably hopping his at 6 while I get off here and do something else and just listen in the background. So what I played segment at the bottom. Like I said, I played the Pacers. I just think that their offense is too much for Chicago. I played Halliburton. I went half unit on his assists at 10.5 because it was plus money. I also played Halliburton double because minus 135 is not too much juice for me. Especially, like I said, back-to-back double-doubles against the Bulls, back-to-back double-doubles this season. K had double-digit assists, and Schroeder had double-digit assists. So it should be a big game for Tyrese Halliburton. He got a ball in his hand a lot. I'm pretty sure his usage is top 10 in the league as well. Also, like LaMelo today, man. Like I said, Melo, the volume been there. He just hasn't been able to make the shots. I think you see a fast-paced game between them and the Brooklyn Nets. And I like LaMelo to continue to shoot the ball. He's got to make a couple. He's shooting less than 35% from the field. So really all we need is him to shoot 40, 45% from the field. He's going to cash this 20.5 easy. And potential ladder spot, but I didn't do it with Melo. Pelicans, I did lay the 2.5. Like I said, I gave it out last night. And the Magic, I took them plus 3.5. Fading the Golden State Warriors in the second leg of a back-to-back, third game in 4 nights. At the major rest disadvantage, and it's a double revenge spot for the Pelicans. They lost both games last season in Golden State. The Magic, like I said, I need a team. I'm going to keep buying on them. Not sure what I'm going to do with them tomorrow, though. I'll probably just stay away from that game because I see that the Clippers actually opened as 7-point favorites. The Magic will be on the second leg of a back-to-back tomorrow. So those let me know what you guys are liking. I'm going to get up as many people as I possibly can. Let's just try to keep it. And so we can do as we possibly can in the next 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, and then we can, man. Definitely hit the like button for me if you guys haven't already. Let's keep. All right, so Cam, I got you up first. I'll kick it to my guy Finesse, and then Dream. What's up, Cam? I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. How about yourself?
Just because of our defense, but so to answer the Scotty thing, I've been watching Scotty very closely because that's our kind of only hope for anything. And he's been as advertised. Realistically, he's probably our next All-Star, and the usage has been crazy. So I want a few different ways of playing him tonight because just been keeping a lookout. But before I get to Scotty, my favorite player is DeAndre at a double-double of minus 115. If DeAndre Ayton can't get a double-double against this Raptors team, I will be absolutely shocked. In the past, when it's been him more the focal point, so I actually went all the way back before it was a stacked team, he's putting up like 17 and 18, 15 and 17, 17 and 10. I think that matters because you have to think about the usage too. But even his last game, Phoenix against us was 22 and 13. Every center that's year, other than Embiid, has gotten a double-double. This is a trend that actually carries on from last year as well. There's 2 double-doubles in the Minnesota game. So double-double at minus 115 is my favorite look for that game. If you like to ladder, this is definitely a ladder spot for him too. You can get his 13 at plus 225. You can get his 12 at plus 115. You can get his 15 at plus 500. All those numbers I like against the Raptors. For Scotty, I'm playing his 7 boards plus Schroeder 2 assists at plus 175. Scotty Barnes averaging 21 points, 8.7 boards, 6.7 rebounds. 6.7 assists this year. And Schroeder's averaging 3.5 threes a game. The Blazers are 24th at protecting the 3-point line. They're letting around 40%. When it comes to threes. Also, sorry, I backed up the rebounding stats against Portland. The Raptors are 29th in the league when it comes to allowing rebounds. So we are 29th. That means we allow 60 rebounds per game. So you can take that as you like. But yeah, so Scotty Barnes, 7 boards, plus Schroeder, 2-3, that's plus 175. You can also play Schroeder 2 threes plus a Scotty Barnes block at 165. That's also a play I really like. I'm not sure I'm double dip, but it's Scotty Barnes having 3 blocks a game this year. So those are the plays that I really like when it comes to the Raptors tonight. that's how I would look at it. If you're going to play, I'm going to tell this to people. I've been telling some of my homies, stay away from Pascal for a bit. If you're looking at drafting, don't play him at all because our offense has completely changed. So the only player you should be looking at is Barnes at the moment, is my opinion, and that's it.
Okay. Hey, I appreciate you sharing the luck, bro. Best of luck to you tonight. I hope you cashing. All right, let's keep going. Finesse, you up next, and then we're gonna kick it to Dream, and I got Keep up as well. What up, Finesse?
Oh, brother, how you doing?
I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. How about yourself?
Good. I'm running on no sleep, so excuse my stupidity if anything does happen. But yeah, let's kick it off. Ain't no better way to start it than with the best player in the world, Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum over 25.5 points. People won't think I don't know ball because I just said that. Yeah, Jason Tatum over 25.5 points, and then I took 30 plus points and 4 plus threes at plus 365. I'm not really sure why this line is so low. I know a lot of smart people that are on JB. I know some smart people that are on ChrisBeCappinn. I don't know what the books are expecting. The Wizards defense has been awful to open the year as we expected. Almost the entire team consists of absolute traffic cones. Kuzma, Poole, Abdia, Gallinari, Kispert all play no defense. Small sample size, obviously, this year, only 2 games. But the defensive numbers are terrible for the Wizards. 26 in defensive efficiency. They're allowing 125 points per game, bottom 7 in field goal percentage allowed, and 3-point percentage allowed, and dead last in 3-point attempts allowed. The team defense has been bad, and they have absolutely nobody that can check JT one-on-one. One thing we know for certain is that the volume is always going to be there. 22 shots in each game so far this year, 9 3-point attempts per game, and both games coming against much better defensive teams in Miami and the Knicks. He's covered this line in 13 of his last 16 games with 20 plus field goal attempts. So crazy hit rate, and like I said, the volume should be there. He's had 30 plus in nine of those 14 games. So when he's covering this line, he's smashing this line. Averaging 30 points per game in his last 10 as a road favorite. And he's averaging 32 points per game in his last 18 road wins. And obviously both are double-digit favorites tonight. Loves playing in Washington, averaging 35 his last 3 games in Washington. Like I said, I'm not sure what the books are expecting. I don't know if they expect a blowout, maybe some foul trouble. Really no idea, but Boston's terrible at blowing out teams, especially bad teams. And I think JT's due for some positive regression in the free throw department. He still isn't getting, same as last year, he's still not getting a lot of those calls when he's driving to the rim, so hopefully that changes. Next play I'm on is Jalen Durant double-double, and I paired that with marking in 2 threes. Jalen Durant has just been a fucking monster this year. Double-double all 3 games, averaging 15 boards, 18 points. Leads the league in rebound chances at nearly 25 per game, which is fucking ridiculous. 5 contested rebounds per game. Extremely high motor, extremely active every single second he's on the floor. Elite size, elite length for the position. I expect him to pose major issues to this front court of OKC. They're talented, right? James Brewer and Chet Holmgren are very talented, but very undersized. Nikola Jokic just came out and said something about Chet needing to put on some weight. And you see it, obviously. I'm expecting Durant to, be able to continue to dominate, off the pick and roll and create offense for himself, offensive forward, shit like that. We just saw Mobley, who's another, lengthy center, record 14 points, 15 rebounds. And Vucevic was 1 rebound short away from a double-double, but he's soft as fuck. So, and that market, that's pretty clear. Volume for 3 is always going to be there. Averaging nearly 3-point attempts, 9 3-point attempts through 3 games, making 2 plus 3s in all 3. So I think the volume's going to be there. Denver's pretty good matchup. He's had success in that matchup. So, that lay Durant double-double, marketing 2 plus 3s was minus 139. If it's creeping up minus 145, minus 150, I would not play it or add something else. Just a couple of leans, too. I like the Timberwolves tonight. I know it's a short number and it seems kind of sus. It's minus 2 right now, but I just think the defense is going to really set Minnesota apart. The second best defensive efficiency, again, small sample size, the second best defensive efficiency in the league. I think the Hawks pick and roll game is going to run into a lot of issues tonight. I think that that mid-range game that Trey likes to work in, DeAndre Hunter likes to work in, Johnson Murray likes to work in. That's going to be much tougher versus Timberwolves team. So and I bet on him last game. He just came out. If you watch the game, he just looked like but I know it was against a tough Miami defense that was missing their best defender, but and they won that game handily. But yeah, this Hawks team I'm not high on. I know they're at home and they play better at home, but I think Minnesota, and that's why I think we're getting a short number. I think Minnesota goes in there and wins the game. I haven't bet on it, but I'm probably going to. Cam mentioned it a little bit. I like Dennis Schroeder again, 21 and a half. Yeah, I think that was points and assists, 21 and a half points and assists. The man's just been a usage monster, 10 assists in 2 straight games. And like Cam said, the offense is changing, and the usage for Schroeder has been there. He's hitting threes, he's getting offense for himself, and he's distributing the rocks to his playmaker like Scotty, like he was talking about. So I'm probably going to play that. I like Jamal Murray tonight, points to 21 and a half. I think I'm going to let it up to 30 plus. He's taking a decent amount of shots, but he's not really taking a bunch of shots because they have so many guys that can score the rock. I think he's kind of due for that breakout game. He's had success at home versus Utah. He plays better at home. He's more efficient at home. So I think we get that breakout performance tonight. Maybe if not a breakout, at least him covering that 21 and a half fairly easily. I think he puts shots up. I think he covers the 3-point line. I think he covers his points line. Only other thing I was looking at was Zach LaVine. I just don't know how to play him. Obviously, he's coming off the historic performance last game. Not really a spot. I'm trying to, you never really want to buy too high. But still, he's in a rhythm. I think it's a good matchup versus Pacers team that both play really slow. So the Pacers are going to speed them up, which I think plays into what LaVine loves to do. He loves to run. Obviously, shoot a lot of threes, finish at the rim. And I think this is another good matchup for him. So his threes are sitting at 2.5 still. Not really sure why. I might play that. Play 4+, 5+ threes. But yeah. So Jalen Durant double market at 2+ threes. Tatum points up to 30+. Probably gonna play Jamal Murray. Probably gonna play the Timberwolves. And probably gonna play Schroeder points and assists. I know it took long. I'm sorry, bro, but I appreciate you.
No, you good, man. I appreciate the look, bro. Appreciate the look that you cast me too. I remember Tatum having that 51-point game in DC back in January 2021. I thought it was a game where he went back and forth with Tatum in like the Battle of St. Louis or something, or Missouri or something. But I checked it. Tatum, Bradley Beal had 19 points, so it wasn't too much of a battle. I was just looking at that real quick because I do vividly remember that. But appreciate the look. Nice to have you casting, bro. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I did see that. I wish I would have known. I would have went to the game. I don't think I knew it was going to be tonight. Appreciate finesse, man. Always. Let's go to Dream. What up, Dream?
What's the vibe, my guy?
I'm good, bro. How you doing, man? I see you've been on a hitter lately. Definitely drop some plays for the people, man. What you liking today?
Can't complain, but yeah, I appreciate that. I'm gonna give out 2. So this is a sick leg lay. But I just absolutely love Durant. As evidenced by me giving y'all Durant to lead the league in rebounds in this very spaces the first night of the season. But that's here nor there. Told y'all to take it at plus 4,400 or whatever it was. But yeah, this is my Durant and Usar lay. It hit on Sunday or Saturday, and we're gonna catch it again. 15, 12, and 1 for Durant. 15 points, 12 rebounds, and 1 block for Durant. And 8 rebounds, 4 assists, and a block for Usar. That's the twin, Usar Thompson. All right. I'll run it back one more time. This is a lot. 4 assists, Usar. For Usar, 8 rebounds for Usar and a block, and 15, 12, and a block for Durant. All of them have covered all these lines every game this season so far, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe Durant they had 15 every game. I'm not sure. So that could be about an 850 plus 800. I play at the 700. Love it. And I'm gonna give out Zach LaVine. It's a terrible spot. Don't care. Still gonna play it. Zach LaVine under 1.5 assists plus 950 plus 900 plus 850. Everybody I'm pretty sure we've seen how he was getting a lot of shit by 51 points with no assists. LaVine strikes me as the type of guy who really doesn't give a fuck. He'll do the same thing tonight against Indiana. Tell lightly, do what the fuck you want to do, because it's Indiana. So the Bulls can also score 137 points, and LaVine can have 8 assists. But he's had less than 2 assists in 2 or 3 games this season. So that maybe this is just a new Zach LaVine that's going to lead the league in scoring. Who knows? Either way it goes, I will take his under 1.5 assists plus 900 on DraftKings. And that's what I'm on, my guy. Appreciate you. And if you're listening to this, come to my YouTube channel, Blunt Money Bets. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, Jay. Appreciate you, bro. Levine. I think Levine is the first person I've ever seen go from questionable to 51 points, all in a matter of like 2 hours. So yeah, that was insane. Let's keep going though. Keith, you up, man? What's going on? How you doing?
What's going on, Chris? How you doing?
I'm good, bro. Talk to me.
I'm a little upset because I remember talking to you a couple weeks ago, and I was telling you, dog, like he's gonna come out fine. He comes out flat for the first 2 games, and just like you said, like he went from not playing to 51 point. I'm like, I'm very pissed. I didn't even think to bet on that, but it's cool. It happens. More spots in the future.
Mm-hmm.
I am going back to my notes though, and I'm big on milestones. I remember coming up here on opening night saying that's all he needed for 3,400. Didn't do it in that first game, but he closed in on 6 threes at plus 230. So if I keep that same mentality, I know KD just passed Keem. I'm looking at a guy. Finesse kind of gave away like my whole analysis on Tatum. I love Tatum today. He's reeling in on 10,000 career points. I forgot how close he is, but if he doesn't do it today, he can do it tomorrow. And his track record against DC is insane. Definitely should be a fast-paced game. 2.5 is way too low. I took him all the way up to 5. I'm also going to play Zach LaVine as well at 2.5 at plus 112. That's what I got at that. And another guy that I actually really, really love tonight is Terry Rozier. If Brooklyn's defense, if you're telling me you're starting Cam Thomas and Spencer Dinwiddie, Charlotte won their first home game, I just think that's momentum to say, hey, they can't beat us. And believe it or not, I think Brooklyn had, earlier this season, this was most emphasized, but I believe Brooklyn had one of the worst 3-point defenses.
They do. Yep, they do.
Yeah, I don't think Charlotte would shoot the ball also well. And Terry Rozier actually has a great track record against Brooklyn. I know it's a completely different team over the course of 2 seasons, but I just think this is the spot where, one, I don't trust Cam Thomas to hit his 25 points and keep up with his defensive assignments. I don't trust that. And 2, I just think it's a spot for Terry Rozier to kind of, get the season going well. Ownership over the summer talked about they're really trying to put a good core of guys together. You kind of see it in their attitude. I'm not saying Charlotte's going to be a great team, but you can kind of see early. Some guys are taking this start of the season very serious. And I do think Mark Williams wants to bounce back. If anyone's interested in a rebounds parlay, I'm 5 or 6. I do straight them and then I put them together. So far, I'm 5 or 6. I just posted one on my page. This one I'm calling it Duke Boys. I think Duke's produced a lot of great rebounding guys. I took all of them to just kind of go one over their prop. Hopefully I can go 9 out of 10, or hopefully I can hit on 3 of those streaks. Posted a parlay if anyone's interested. But just to recap, I am on Tatum's threes, 4 and 5. And if he doesn't drop 40 tonight, whatever the difference is between him and his career total and him scoring 10,000, I'm taking that difference for the next game. It's actually versus Indiana. We all know how those games go.
I think that's gonna be the one, Keith. I just looked it up while you was talking. He had 9,971, so he need to go for 79 tonight to get to 10,000. But if he go for 30 tonight, then he only need 49 tomorrow, and that might. I mean, not tomorrow because they off tomorrow, but in the next game versus Indy, I think it's on Wednesday. I think that'll be the spot for sure.
Exactly, and then especially if Aaron Neesmith tries to say something about it, but yeah, I'm on Tatum's threes, I'm on Levine's threes, and I'm on Rozier's threes, and I do have a rebounds parlay both the boards on my page. Go check that out. Try to keep it short for you. Appreciate it, bro.
My God, Keith. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you for sure. Hope you catch these two. Godspeed. Kick it to you, and then we're gonna go real quick, rapid fire to get everybody else that's requested. Try to get everybody else up real quick in about 30 seconds or less. Godspeed. What's going on, my guy?
Yeah, what's good, bro? Make it quick because I know I want to come speak. If y'all want to see my other looks, y'all can go check out my page. Still a few picks I'm dropping. But what I'm gonna drop is a PPD built out on Barstool. It's plus 230. It was for me last season and small sample size, but it's 1-1 this season. I'm going to take Nikola Jokic triple double money line. In 2023 and 21 games, Nikola Jokic has recorded 16 triple doubles, and they won 18 out of 21 of those games. versus Utah last season at home, he averaged 22 points, 11 rebounds, and 10 assists. So I'd like Nikola Jokic to continue to do that at home. We all know role players tend to play better at home. Denver just beat the shit out of my OKC Thunder. They looking like they give everybody a reason to really respect them. Like, people really didn't respect them until they won the championship. But Denver is looking really, really solid. And I'm expecting them to do the same tonight. A lot of people like my ladder plays. I just dropped one. I'm gonna make it quick. But it's a bounce back. Stay and dang, I think it was 30, 35, and 40. The 30 is plus 300. I thought that was a sign. Plus 300, 30, 30. 35 was plus 1260, and 40 was plus 6300. I went quarter on that. But that's all I got.
On both of them parlay, Godspeed, at those numbers, at 30, 35, and 40?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Who was it again? It was Shea and who else? And Dame. Okay. Okay. All right. Hey, we gonna see what happens, bro. That's the spiciest thing I heard all night. That kind of gave you some energy, bro. Okay. Hey, best of luck, Godspeed. I hope you cash it, bro.
Sure.
All right. Let me get let's go rapid fire real quick. Let me get Hustle up. Let me get FDB up. Let me get Sean up. Hustle, if you here, bro, the floor is yours.
Me? You want this on me?
Yeah, it's on you. What's going on?
What's going on? How you doing?
I'm good, bro. How about yourself?
Pretty good. Last back game, the Super Bowl double. That was not yesterday. Game before. Yeah, I just been killing it, man. I also want to shout out Drake that I don't even think he just spoke about when he came up here. You know what I'm saying? He was on Jalen Durant's his assist and his rebound, and he put together a plus 2,000 parlay that catch. That was during 8 rebounds and 5 assists. So, man, the books are doing something funny with his assists. Like I can't find his assists nowhere. I can only find it at William Hill here in Vegas, and it's like minus 200 for 2. But you know, he went for 5 last game. I don't think there's nobody stopping him on OKC. If you can find his rebounds or his assists anywhere, just take him over. Like this dude was cashing. They got his rebounds at 12.5, and that's like prime perfect area. I see him again having like maybe even 16 or more again. You know what I'm saying? So that's my quick play for today. Durant, you can find any type of assist and his rebounds over.
Okay, so I see him. I see him at Caesars as well. 1.5 minus 145. Barstool actually got him at 1.5 at minus 150, and same thing for BetMGM. Minus 150 as well. So, yeah, you probably got to put that with something unless you want to lay the juice at minus 145.
That's crazy. That's probably it. I just look back and see it at all. And then FanDuel and DraftKings didn't have its assists at all. But, yeah, if it's anywhere, if you can find it on those books, man, take it. I normally don't say this, but, man, it might be a hammer. He hasn't had less than 3 yet. Less than 3 assists yet. So, if they're going to give you 1.5 at whatever it is, man, take it.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate the look, husband.
Absolutely.
Best of luck to you tonight, man. Let's go back to Dream real quick, and then we're going to go to FBB. And did anybody else come up? I tried to get him up. What up, Dream?
Yeah, my fault, man, real quick. Yo, Hustle, I appreciate that. And he reminded me. First of all, that 145, fuck that. Yeah, y'all go ahead and hop on that shit. I'm out. Yeah. But I already gave out Durant 2 assists, so Hustle, maybe just put that shit with Boston money line. Because I got 118 with that Durant 2 assists and Boston money line.
Okay.
So, yeah, so God knows what you would get on Caesars with the minus 145 and Boston money line. You might even get some plus money with that. But I just want to shout out my homie Jimmy, man. We got a collab play. We just put it together, so I just want to announce it to the Discord real quick, man, and let everybody get back to cooking. But yeah, it's Jordan Finney-Smith 8 rebounds and Zaire Williams for the Memphis Grizzlies, 8 rebounds, and it's like a plus 1900. The homie, he gonna post it on his page. Shout out to Sydney, but I just wanted to get that out to the space.
So both 8 rebounds for DFS and for Williams.
Yeah.
Zaya, okay.
Yeah. Just, go ahead and look at my guy Zaire. Yeah, love it.
Okay. All right, we got a collab. We ain't heard from Stem yet. We've been DMing, but I ain't heard from Stem yet, so I can't wait to hear from Stem and see what he got, man. Let's keep going. Real quick before I come back to you guys, Pete, let me kick it to FBD. I know you've been waiting for a minute. What's up, FBD? How you doing?
What's up, Chris? I'm doing good. I'm doing one of the games. Nothing crazy. You guys are like the big ballers. I'm 3-0 on my Nuggets player props. So for tonight, I had Peyton Watson was a plus 350 for 1.5 blocks. So I took him with 2 blocks. He's actually leading our team in blocks coming off the bench. Utah, I'm all over Utah. I had my 8.5 yesterday. I used split. Utah, I wouldn't be surprised if Utah actually beats us tonight. They're that team that gives us hell. They have for years. And then I have Jokic triple-double. Murray always has Sexton in prison every time we play, so he should easily get to 20. And then Michael Porter Jr. is second on our team with rebounding, so over 7.5. But and I had Reggie Jackson, two threes. I think it was 1.5. But if you guys have it, jump on the Peyton Watson. Earlier when I looked, I think it was like plus 350 for 2 blocks for Peyton Watson. He leads our team with blocks and he comes off the bench. Total defensive dude. Jump on the Jazz spread. I wouldn't be surprised if we lose tonight. That's it though. Nothing crazy.
Hey, that's sharp, bro. I think that's sharp, FBD. We'll see how it play out. I know a lot of people probably don't think that your Denver Nuggets can lose to the Utah Jazz of all teams, but that's how it be. That's how the NBA be, man. We'll see how it happens tonight. Speaking of defensive props, I'm glad you mentioned one, FBD. I'm looking at, I haven't put this in yet, but Jalen Suggs over 1.5 steals plus blocks against my Lakers tonight as well. He's coming off a game where he had 4. I do expect the Lakers to be a tad bit fatigued tonight. Little loose with the ball, and Jalen Suggs is fresh. So I do like Jalen Suggs over 1.5 steals plus blocks, but I haven't put that in quite yet. Let's go back to Godspeed and then let Vaughn take us home. What up, Godspeed?
Yeah, I just want to touch on some. I made it fit for me, but DeMar DeRozan is 33 points from passing Larry Bird on the all-time scoring list. Oh. And I know Dream took, I think he says Zach LaVine under 1.5 assists. I don't know if any of y'all remember, but DeMar DeRozan killed Indiana when they came to Indiana, and he hit that like half-court buzzer beat off one leg. So DeMar know what's up. He's 33 points away. I don't really care for betting on DeMar DeRozan, but it's a narrative like that. I mean, so look.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. I appreciate you sharing that, man. Because I was thinking to myself too, like Godspeed, like it felt like they kind of going back and forth. Like I watched Zach LaVine close the game off against the Raptors. I mean, I watched DeRozan close the game off against the Raptors, and it felt like Zach LaVine was non-existent. And then of course Zach LaVine, of course, has the big game the next day against Detroit. So it wouldn't surprise me if they kind of flip-flop back and forth here, and DeRozan is actually the guy. I can't figure it out, which is why I stay off of them. I don't even think they can figure it out. But I was reading some stuff earlier on them this morning. They really, like best friends. They love each other. Yada yada yada. They got to figure it out how to be able to play with each other because they're still struggling without a true point guard. So couldn't talk you off. I like the look and I appreciate you sharing it, bro.
What's up, bro?
All right, let's go, Vaughn, to take us out. What's up, Vaughn?
Yeah, what's good, bro? You hear me good?
Yeah, you good? What's going on, man?
I'm pretty good. Congratulations on another season. I think you're going to year 3, year 4 on the spaces. So love to see these numbers going up daily. I got a few plays and a shout out and a question, so I'll run to these plays kind of quick.
Okay.
The first play I'm going with Cam Thomas points at 24.5. He averaging 33 on the season with a usage rate of 35, which I think is like top 5 in the league. With Charlotte having Rozier, LaMelo, they just got some people who are not interested in playing defense. So I'm playing at Cam Thomas at 24.5. I'm sorry, 23.5 on BetMGM. That's where I got that one at. I got a little 2-leg parlay. Gobert and Clint Capella both with 10 rebounds. Gobert is getting 22 rebounding opportunities a game, averaging 14 a game.
Capella is getting 20.3 rebound opportunities per game, and he's averaging 12.7. So just a nice little two-leg. If you played it earlier on FanDuel, you could have got plus 100. I think right now it's like minus 105, so almost doubling your money. Really like that play. Both guys should be sitting around the rim, so you can kind of take advantage of each other. Some free rebounding opportunities there. So those are 2 quick plays. I'm going to give out the rest of those, man, on my page and in my Discord. I got a lane to the Bucks first quarter. They played like shit yesterday. Atlanta was beating them start to finish. I think while being at home, you don't want to get embarrassed back-to-back nights. So I think I'm going to sprinkle on that Bucks first quarter. This would be my first quarter play of the season. Maybe just do like a half unit. I'm a little skeptical about these first quarters, the way things have been happening recently. So those are my 3 plays. Got to give Dream his props. So Dream said something on YouTube like Saturday, Friday. One of these days I was listening and he was like, when you're making your plays, you don't want to, of course everybody wants their play to hit, but what we're looking for is making sure that you got the right read. If you got the right read and enough of your plays to catch. So just make sure you're doing the research on your plays more than anything else. But my question for you is, you or Dream, who do you think Zaire Williams guards today? Because the last 2 games he's had 9 rebounds and 10 rebounds. But I'm skeptical about taking it because I don't know who he's checking tonight.
Dream, you want to answer that? Dream might want to answer that.
I don't know. I don't really care because I think the majority of his rebounds are going to come. But not the majority, but he's a really good offensive rebounder as well. But to me, it don't matter because he's more of a scrappy player. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, if he's guarding somebody that's going to pull him away from the basket, you would like his rebounds a little less. But his rebound numbers are so low that, I mean, at 4.5, you know, where I got it, I love it. But if it's not him, you would think it has to be Tillman. For me, if it's Memphis, anybody but goddamn Jaren Jackson.
All right. Chris, that was all I had. Just another thing too, when y'all miss on y'all player props, don't be scared to go back to it. Chris, you talked about Tyler Hero. Like, I think it was maybe the first game or second game of the season, and he didn't cash. And I love the analysis. And I just took him again the next night. The shot attempts was there, but he shot the ball. He was just missing shots. So I took it the next night. So when y'all miss these player props, don't be scared to go back to it the next night. But that's all I got, bro. I appreciate it.
That's a fact. All right, best of luck tonight, bro. All right, that's I got. You know what? I got one more. I got to get Sosa. I know I said I was gonna stop at 6:00, but Sosa came in, gave out 3+ money plays, all of Joyce Cash the other day. So let's hear from Sosa real quick before we shut it down. What up, Sosa?
I feel like I'm always catching like the edit because you know what I'm saying. I know you do the analysis and all the SQL stuff like early.
Yeah, for sure. It don't matter though, as long as you here. What's up?
No doubt. Listen, like you said, 3+ money last time. So far this season in this space, I've dropped 6 or 7 total. So it's been a great start to the season.
Mm-hmm.
An outrageous start to the year. A couple of plays that I love tonight. That I took a couple plays on. Hold on 1 second. Shit, someone. Listen, the play that I took a dice roll on is Dennis Schroeder double-double. Obviously, he's had 2 games, 10 assists this year. I just like him to perform well. We all know that was lying through his dentures when he said he didn't. We all know he was lying about it. Everybody in here, everybody in the space knows he was lying. No offense to Tyler, but we know the truth. We know. So I expect Dame to come on ball tonight, and then the other 2 joints that I love. Wow, the phone. No charger. The other 2 are Andrew Miller, 5 assists at +154, and over 5.5 assists at +310. He's cleared 4 of the last 5 games he's played. It's a depressed number because it comes off the bench, but I'm going to rock with it because I think 5 assists for Andrew Nembhard is criminal.
he is going to be the second version of Tyus Jones.
Oh, okay. I know exactly what you mean. Yep, that makes a lot of sense to me. Yep.
Because Halliburton gets all the love.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at Network, man, he's wildly consistent, and he's a first point guard. So
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Network has a future in the NBA, probably on another team. Because obviously Halliburton's got that.
Yeah.
But if you guys watch Network, bro, he's a legit backup point.
Yes, he performed well last season too. So when Halliburton, because remember Halliburton missed like 20 games last season. Remember he killed the Golden State Warriors. I vividly remember that game. Had a couple double doubles in that spot as well. So I couldn't talk you off. I could not talk you off. If he out, if Halliburton miss a game, I'll quickly be betting Nembhard assist at open line, whatever the number is. So that's the fact.
We thought, oh man, we got John a couple times of like 6.5. It's like he's a couple of times he catch in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
Then, like the third time John was out, he had 6.5. I'm like, mine's on there.
Yep.
So,
mm-hmm.
We go right into it. I can't find the line on Nas Reed. Can you find the line on Nas Reed?
You talk about, and I'll see if I can find Nas for you real quick.
Yeah, in regards to obviously it's the homecoming because she's from Atlanta. Talks about playing every game and playing in front of, playing for the fans. He has not been, the biggest fan on the planet. He has not been impressive thus far this season. His games have been relatively pedestrian. We're still waiting for him to take over. I think good matchup. And also, it's a weird travel spot. It's a one-day road trip just to go back home and play Denver.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I did see it. Yep.
Goes to play on a Monday somewhere for one game, and then they have like a 3-game set in another city the next night.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a weird. It's just a weird travel spot. But listen, I think and Edwards is a play. The only straight is that it goes on back. He's been inconsistent on back-to-backs, and that's a fact. If you take the consistency on those, but again, no. To go.
Okay. Okay. And against the tired legs of Atlanta defense, I see Nas Reed listed at 11.5. So it's a minus 125 on DraftKings.
The threes or the points are a go.
Yeah.
He's got the volume from three, and he's got the volume from on the bench, bro. Like off the bench, he's the guy.
Yeah.
He's the guy. He's going to be a conversation probably for 6 minutes.
Mm-hmm. I absolutely agree. Yeah, I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree.
Can shoot the three, can put it on the floor, can play some defense, and also, with Carl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert.
That's a fact. He turned into a small forward.
Yeah, he goes super big, pause, and have him as have the backcourt be and you're looking at 3-6-10 dudes that versatile defensive. Is questionable, but I'm just saying you can interchange them and move them around to where you can hide them a little bit. Yeah, no, that's a fact. Three Sosa, best odds I see is 1.5 plus 125 on Barstool, but it's plus money everywhere. 120 on DraftKings. FanDuel don't got it listed. Caesars got a 120. So yeah, you can get Nas Reed at 2 threes. I'm waiting for Nas to go to Jersey. So I can't wait for him to play against the Nets. I can't wait for him to play against the Knicks. Like that I can't wait for him for those games, bro, because I know that's where he's from. 4 for 7 from 3. If he's got the freedom to put up 7, so I'm betting the one. You should not delay. You should break the button.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. Okay. Hey man, some great looks given out tonight, man. Really, really great looks. I appreciate Sosa for coming up, contributing. Cam up here. Dream giving out the looks. I know Duran that made Dream so much money. I'm surprised Dream's still gambling. Vanessa, a lot. It's been a lot of great people up here sharing looks, man. So I appreciate you guys for rocking with me as always. Like I said, I'm on Pacers minus the 3. Tyrese Halliburton, I like his assist at 11.5. 10.5. I think you can still get that at plus money. I play LaMelo. I love LaMelo tonight against that Brooklyn defense. Pelicans, I got him at a minus 2.5, and I jumped on the Magic plus 3.5. The only other thing I'm looking at for tonight, like I said, is Jalen Suggs over 1.5 steals plus blocks. I think the Lakers in a sleepy spot will turn the ball over tonight. Jalen Suggs had 4 steals and 2 blocks in his last game against Portland. I know it's Portland, but I do think the Lakers can get a little sloppy with the ball in the second leg of a back-to-back. So I really like that number a lot for Jalen Suggs. Just hasn't locked it in yet. If I do, I'll tweet it out. I'll share it with you guys. But that's what I got, man. Sosa, what's up?
Hey, I would just like to say something real quick that a lot of people might not know. Asar Thompson is a 20-year-old rookie, right? Did you know he's younger than Jalen Duren by almost a year?
I did see that. Yeah.
That is, Jalen Duren can't buy a beer until November 20th.
Yeah. Remember you said that too.
Thompson's a rookie and he's older than him? That's nuts.
Yeah, Jalen Duren.
He's older than Jalen Duren. That's crazy.
Duren different. He like different. He got old man strength at a teenager. I got to go back and see his highlight tapes. I want to see what he was doing when he was in high school. He is from up your way in Philly.
He's originally from Delaware. Grew up in Philly, but he's from my way. He's around my way. He's all his whole life.
Yeah, and it's crazy. He's taking the league by storm as a teenager. That's insane, bro. That's a fact. He just work on boxing out and rebounding and spacing and stuff like that. That's a fact. All right, man. That's going to end it for tonight. We'll be back tomorrow. We got a 3-game slate tomorrow. I got something that I'm looking at for tomorrow already. And then we'll jump into Wednesday as well, man. Best of luck tonight with everybody on their bets, man. Appreciate all my listeners. Hit the like button for me on your way out, and definitely shout out to all my contributors as well. Everybody that's sharing looks and capping the card to help me, man. Best of luck tonight. I'm out.